little bit of had to get the YouTube stream going. Look, obviously we have a tremendous amount of stuff to talk about today. Yesterday was an insanely eventful day in the NFT verse, but you guys know I'm completely obsessed with this story. So Clemente, can you pull up the images of Lex Friedman trading Judo with Elon Musk? So look, so Elon's been training, guys. He's been training too. And now I don't know about my Zuckerberg pick. And I put big money on Zuck here. And we've talked about it ad nauseum where I went on record saying Zuck's going to beat Elon. But now we see Elon here, and he's looking like he's actually doing something that's going to make some impact in a combat situation. Look at this throw. I don't know, man. He's South African. I don't know how they're getting down there. And maybe he grew up doing judo or something. But I don't know about my pick anymore. Easy, does this change your pick of Zuck at this point for the Elon versus Zuck super fight?
Yeah, I'm all in on Elon. I'm taking the plus money. It's a no-brainer. Look at that guy. And then you have him explaining that Elon's got a strong base, a strong core, some sheer organic power.
He's bigger.
He's got the dad strength too. The guy has like 72 kids. So like I think those multiply and stack. So yeah.
Well, the fact that he can actually move, I didn't realize he was mobile, was the first thing when I expected him to be defeated by Mark Zuckerberg. If he's even like remotely capable of like height advantage and weight advantage is a really kind of the foundation of everything here. So I feel
Does he have a Neuralink set up for himself yet?
Well, he's got hair transplants. I don't know if that's the same thing, but
sounds like the same to me.
Animatronic legs.
Signal, anything you're seeing from the Elon photos there that inspires you to take him over Zuck?
Don't mess with South Africans. That's what they say. They'll carjack you and take you down in a rugby.
Oh, wow. That's an advanced accent right there. That's impressive.
No, I love a bit of sappers. They're good. Like they're good blokes, good girls. I'm really impressed by this. I always thought that Elon was joking that he doesn't exercise, but to see him go on full jujitsu, whatever he's doing there, it just goes to show like he's got brains and he's got brawn. So my money is still on Zucks just because he's been training longer, or at least we know he's been training longer. But Elon still might come through with the hidden uppercut. But money on Zucks. Go Facebook.
And Mr. Yellow called out that Spencer looks super pissed off. Spencer's got all his money on Zuck. But Spencer, you did just make a bet on something else. I saw you post in the private chat. Are you comfortable announcing that?
Oh, yeah. I just bought another BoDoggos 1-of-1.
Which one did you buy?
I bought Hydro.
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of BoDoggos trading right now, we're less than 24 hours in, but there's already a war. We were just talking about the Zuckerberg Elon fight. There's a fight that's actually, if you're an NFT person, much more interesting. And it's a fight really between the institutions and the people when I think about it, right? The institution being Spencer Ventures, just throwing that institutional weight around, heavyweight style. And then the people, that's Mr. Wu, a young man that is a mod in our Discord that made an assload of money off of trading Pepe and now throws his weight around in the NFT space, and is a really smart trader, and Kicks just copies everything Wu does. So we got Wu, they're both young, actually. Wow. They're both young, but one's institutional, one's not. Someone posted Hydro in the Discord, tagged Wu, and said, "This has your name on it." And Spencer said, "Hold my beer," and bought it. So Spencer, how many BoDoggos 1-of-1s do you have now?
I have 2 of them.
Okay, and so Wu has 1. Wu bought Bad Buddy though, which is the fact
that
Wu
has 2.
Wu has 2. He bought Thorn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wu has 2, and he's looking for more. He keeps posting any 1-of-1s. DM me. He's picking up. He's scooping.
Okay, so I have a question. So Spencer, is this personal? Is there any personal component to this? You versus Wu acquiring these 1-of-1s?
No. I think it's good for the community that there's people who want multiple 1-of-1s. I got my fill. I'm happy I have a couple. There's some more for sale too. I was looking at, but I think look, I'm just excited about it. where BoDoggos is going in general. Want to make a high conviction bet, and you know, I got a couple hundred of the other ones, so I might as well get a few of the one ones. And the thing that I am salty about is I don't know how Farokh got
Yeah, dude, that's bullshit.
23, and I have a couple hundred and got 0 off the mint. But you know what? I'll excuse it.
No, you know what I heard, Spencer? I heard that Farokh has like some blackmail on them, some pics from bathtub time from Tub Talk that they don't want to leak out. So he's got some dirt on them. I'd say the chances of that just randomly happening are so low. And Nick was like, "Are you serious?" But he was like too much on Twitter. He's like, "Are you serious? How could that happen?" Almost like, I don't know. He put me on his scent after he tweeted that. I was like, "What's Nick really up to? This little psyops going on right here?"
Well,
hold on real quick. Farokh texted this morning asking if he could come on the show to talk about the one-on-ones. I just sent him the link to the video, so maybe he'll come on. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Well, hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Good morning, amigo.
Thoughts on, thanks for asking me about what I think about Elon. And
you look great. You got rosy cheeks.
Thank you. So I have some thoughts on that, but we can get back to that in a moment. The one-on-one situation is is a situation. I didn't expect us to run into this the same way or the way that we did yesterday. There was a lot of FUD.
Nick, real quick. I said, like, I did not have on my bingo card that, and by the way, people aren't talking about another guy also got 2 one-of-ones. That guy, Professor. I actually didn't really know who Professor was, no disrespect. And then he got 2 one-of-ones. It was like, oh, damn. I just didn't have it on my bingo card.
Danny wanted to hear what I thought also, Pio, in case you're wondering. So thanks for, can you let me actually give my take?
Yes.
Let's just take a breath. Okay, let's take a breather. Because Nick's about to deliver.
Through the nose or the mouth?
So if you're stuffy in the nose, breathe through the mouth. But otherwise,
the nose.
I think it is recommended to breathe through the nose from a filtration standpoint. I'm feeling a little stuffy today.
Yeah, that sounded stuffy. We could hear that over the mic.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Well, at least I can pause and acknowledge that. Thank you, Pia. In terms of the one-of-ones, that is a situation. I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, Farokh should let one of them go for at least some here's the thing that I think is massive. Well, I don't even want to talk about this side of things. I got some DMs yesterday. I posted one of them in the Discord. There was one person in particular that did not mention the one-of-ones, but was very angry about the mint, that they didn't get to mint during allow list 2. And I was like, well, we've been saying for weeks now that if you have a portal that you'd be able to buy a BoDoggo guaranteed. So we've always specified that. And he was like, yeah. But this was just an awful minting experience because I didn't get to buy during allow list 2. But we were trying to buy. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people were. Here's the upside. You can go buy it on Magic Eden for not that much more. It's not that expensive in the broad scheme of things. I know, but allow list 2 would have been the moment to buy. And I'm like, yo, sorry you didn't get double your money, but that person is definitively not going to buy anything. All that they're mad about is that they didn't get this thing. And the same commentary around the one-of-ones, it was the exact same thing. It's people being like, I'm calling fraud on this, but they don't own any of those things. And then someone's like, then there'll be a comment like, the art sucks.
No, it doesn't suck, man.
Which is from a guy with a polka dot hand drawn funky looking dog that anyways, the bottom line is they're basically any of the FUD. We've just sliced through it. And it's incomparable to an Azuki FUD, which now has become even more legitimized by Azuki's own tweets.
We're gonna go deep on Azuki, but Nick, I had a similar thought about the allow list 2 folks that you did, and the way I'd kind of draw it up is they did. So the people that were frustrated about that, they didn't want to buy the BoDoggo at mint. And they don't want to buy the BoDoggo, now at 2x from mint. They just wanted that gap all they wanted was that gap, the what it costs to buy at mint versus what they could sell it for. And I think that gap is like a couple $100, which is like fascinating to me how mad that people were getting about that. Because like to your point, you're like, yeah, you can just go and like grab it on Magic Eden right now for like 11.1 Sol, whereas it was, 5 Sol in the mint. But yeah, I'm on the same page as you. So look, ladies and gentlemen, we brought Spencer's adversary, a man that's representing the people. He is sporting a crazy BoDoggos 1-of-1, the Bad Buddy 1-of-1. I don't use the term paper hands very often, but whoever sold that to you for, I believe it was the lowest 1-of-1 sale so far. Someone just couldn't wait to get rid of Bad Buddy, and Woo was incredibly smart to scoop it up.
Let the record reflect that I'm pretty sure the Hydro buy I did this morning is the lowest sale.
Okay, so someone paper-handed Hydro. Woo, you have your hand raised. You're sporting Bad Buddy, which, ladies and gentlemen, is the evil counterpart to Easy's Buddy, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with at this point. Woo, what is on your mind, amigo?
Yo, the 1-of-1 art is fire, guys. Sell me and paper hand your 1-of-1s to me right now. I will buy all of them. Also, I did buy a 1-of-1 this morning for, I think, 120 Sol. Some guy like DM'd me on Twitter. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna sell to you for 200. And I offered him 120 and he took it instantly.
Let's go, dude.
I was like, okay, that's free.
Wait, which one did you get?
He got Thorn.
I got Thorn, yeah.
So
The Earth doggo deity. Go ahead, Nick.
I've been thinking about it because I had minted a bunch and I was like, can I even like profit on this? Like, this is ridiculous. Like if I'm selling my own NFTs. So I got an idea because I invested the money. I sold some of them, but the real goal is to get people into the ecosystem. But I feel like maybe selling some of my more rare ones at a floor price to people in the audience, maybe like one way of doing it. I don't know if there's like, there's ones that we're going to, well, actually we haven't announced part of that. So I'm not going to say what we did with,
Don't leak.
but let's just say we have a 1-of-1. We have, damn it, that got out. We have a 1-of-1, and we have a lot more in the team wallet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick's reacting to a image that was on screen from our Discord. It was a gentleman named Johnny Blaze who made a meme of me and Nick in the bathtub, a reference to Tub Talk right there. But anyway, look, we got a lot to dive into today.
Let's throw off, dude.
He's never seen him. Well, he knows that picture was, you're not supposed to leak that. Anyway, look, we got a lot to talk about today. We got, the Azuki situation. So basically, obviously, very well-known situation in the NFT space. Azuki, people are saying botched a $37 million drop. I think if you ask the Azuki folks that they didn't botch it because they brought in $37 million of revenue, which was their goal. But obviously the response has not been absolutely electric. So we'll share predictions on where they go from there. Ether released their anime trailer. So that's something to talk about. And then DeGods becoming the new #3 collection on Ethereum. The DeGods train is continuing to run, and that's ahead of their season 3 art upgrade. So we're going to get into these stories. We got Kicks on the weather report today. Kicks, please take it away.
You got it, Coach. Really excited. Thanks for calling me in. I feel a lot of good energy here today. So today is Wednesday, the 28th of June. Total market volume, 101 million. Blur, 64.8 million. OpenSea, 14.2. That's like 3 to 4 times what it's normally been at. That's all got to be Azuki related. Looking over at the leaders, we got Apes, 36.8. Mutant, 7.3. Punks, 48. DeGods, 9.5. Azuki, 8.9. Captain, 7.2. Pudgy's 4.3. You know we're bleeding hard when every time we go up by 10%, someone writes a thread about how they bought the bottom. Every time they do that, we're going down further. Over the past 24 hours, Azuki is down 30% on the one day after yesterday's Elementals reveal. While the gas was well optimized. Don't forget that, everybody. Holders reported a hectic mint experience alongside a disappointing art reveal. The team responded that they missed the mark, Both revealed and unrevealed sit below mint price. We got unrevealed at 1.8 ETH and revealed at 1.5 ETH. Over on Solana, you may have heard of it. BoDoggos had the highest trading volume of any Solana collection, outperforming even Captains and Mutants on 24-hour sales. Hot dang. For minters, it was a quick 3-4x out of the gate. Floor is holding at 11 Solana. Over to Bitcoin, we saw a mid-morning price surge to 31K after the block reported asset management giant Fidelity was preparing to file for a spot Bitcoin ETF. I'm just sick and tired of this stuff. It sounds so boring, so Wall Street. I'm done with it. I don't even know what spot ETF is. I'm over it. Short it. Lastly, post Azuki FUD. Several collections shared big news. Luca tweeted, Hudgies has one of the biggest announcements in the history of Web3 coming in Q4. And G-Frunk from Pixelvault tweeted the team has a ridiculous PFP collection with manga written and illustrated by a Netflix artist that has a show on Netflix. Beat that, Azuki. Looking over at crypto, Bitcoin 30.3, ETH 1800, Solana 16.1, Ape 2.2. Crypto's holding up pretty well. Back to you in the studio.
Fantastic weather report as usual, Kicks. We got Farokh on the YouTube show. We're going to get to him in just a second. Real quick, some updates from the Nifty Daily Digest, which is the daily newsletter available at thenifty.com. You need to have an account at thenifty.com to be able to receive the free NFTs that we give away there. So go there. What are you waiting for? Anyway, Ether, the highly anticipated drop launching on Friday, as Kix pointed out, shared a 50-second trailer depicting multiple characters and action scenes receiving seemingly positive reviews on Twitter. Those Twitter reviews. Mythical Games, the creators behind the hit Web3 mobile game NFL Rivals, easy likes this one, which has achieved over 1 million downloads. I should also note that they were a sponsor of ours way back when in the past before their launch. Great to see a former sponsor absolutely kicking ass. They've announced that they've raised $37 million in Series C funding.
Which is actually kind of trash if you think about it, because they probably gave 10% equity away and they could have just done a PFP project and gotten the same amount. So I don't know. I think it was a bad move.
They're running a legit business, that's for sure, with another $20 to $30 million worth expected to close later this year. Shout out to them, kicking ass. Last but not least, Beats by Dre unveiled a collaboration with artist Micah Johnson's Akutars, showcasing a custom-made pair of headphones that many assume will be available for future purchase. Those headphones did look dope. So good to see Micah and the gang over at Akutars closing some deals. Those are your updates from the weather report, or excuse me, from the Nifty Daily Digest. Look, we got Farokh on stage here. Farokh, your tagline here on the YouTube stream, it says that you are the BoDoggo daddy. You have as many one-of-ones as Spencer does. However, Spencer's had to go and fish them out of the market. How you feeling right now, Farokh?
Listen, I'm feeling like $1 million. I woke up on a hot streak yesterday. I realized that you guys, sent them out. So I went and checked my,
I was going to say, we got the phone.
I checked my wallet, and there was two, odd looking BoDoggos in there. It was like 5 minutes before my show too. And we were doing the whole ApeCoin thing. So I just wasn't on top of it. Sent a screenshot, like a photo of my screen to Easy. I'm like, dude, why do these look different? Like the other ones are really cool, but they're not like that. And he's like, dude, you have both of those? I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, those are two one-of-ones. And then my show started. And then Spencer, the institutions were like DMing me a bunch of offers, offering me different animals, offering me some ether and whatnot. And then I had to go host and stuff. And then I had the time to let it sink in and then realize that I am, in fact, the BoDoggo daddy. And, I know it's not an easy title to carry, no pun intended, but, I shall carry it with a lot of pride, of course.
So, self-appointed. First of all, I just want to be clear. No one agrees with that title.
Well, Farokh, the reason why Nick's really offended is because internally we have to call him daddy. So I don't think he really likes it
at the beginning of every meeting, actually.
Farokh, you haven't heard that? It's actually in our bylaws that we signed before hiring that if we don't, we don't just lose days off, but we also actually have multiple meetings with HR until it's corrected.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry for my t-shirt, Nick. It's the only thing that was a hand this morning. I even steamed it though for you because it was like super like strong. So I steamed it before coming on the show. That's why I was late.
The
Okay,
price
well,
has shrunk down too.
BoDoggo granddaddy, and the issue has been resolved now. So appreciate that. But also, I was going to say that, you know, a lot of people yesterday were pointing out the suspicious activity here, Farokh. And Kix even thinks that some of my comments were indicating that this was all rigged. And I just want to point out that, and I just want to acknowledge and apologize to everybody for rigging it directionally for Farokh. We knew that we needed to get some influencer on board in order for this project to succeed. And
well, I knew something was up when we all met in New York City, and you were just saying numbers to Farokh randomly. You know? We were just like talking casual, and you were like 4296, and I was like, "What?" And you're like, "Oh, nothing, dude. I just, you know, I was just thinking of those numbers." And then Farokh,
yeah, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. 71186, and Farokh's like, "Yep, 100%."
69,420. We discussed that amount being paid as well. So those were all things that were included in the plan.
One of my favorite moments yesterday, I will say, is after the YouTube show finished, or the morning show finished, we were all hanging out in the StreamYard link that we were in for the show, right? Which, like we all often do after the show. So it's like all of us, but Nick and Spencer are both in here, and we get to witness Spencer and Nick mint their BoDoggos. Spencer, how many BoDoggos did you mint?
It was between 200 and 300.
Okay, so that's a lot. That's a lot of BoDoggos. And then Nick, how many did you mint?
65. Yeah,
okay.
65.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you know, well, first of all, if you know Spencer tries to put himself in a position to win, right? I'd say minting 200 to 300 goddamn BoDoggos is a pretty honest effort to put yourself in a position to win. And then if you know Nick, you know that no matter what, Nick doesn't want other people to be doing better than him, no matter what the circumstances. Doesn't matter if somebody's worked extremely hard. It doesn't matter if somebody has, you know,
tells him this self every night as he goes to bed and develops the thesis on Nick. But
so for somebody else to like come out ahead of Nick, that's not okay with Nick, right? And literally as this is happening, Easy just goes, Farokh minted 2 1-of-1s. And literally Spencer and Nick are both like, what? Like, what do you mean? And I just got to enjoy. I wanted Spencer to mint 1-of-1s 1,000%, but I got to enjoy watching Nick have frustration over, of all people, Farokh getting 1-of-1s.
The other thing too that happened after that was I was like, I can't believe it. Like, because Farokh, you only had like what, 23?
Yeah, 20.
It's still a good amount. It's still a good amount, but it's not 300.
Yeah, right. So, and not only this, but this had also happened to me with your guys' collection. I also had this many Degens access passes and got airdrop tabs and also didn't get a 1-of-1. Had to go buy those. But I was first frustrated. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe this is an opportunity. So I was texting him and I was like, okay, like I want to bully you into trying to sell me for cheap some of these 1-of-1s. And you know what? Farokh, to his credit, was diamond handed and would not sell them at any price. And that was even more frustrating. I was like, man, this guy lucks into 2 of them and won't even sell them to me. What's up with that?
All I know is if I run into Farokh in Vegas, we're going immediately to the closest craps table. And I'm going to max out my credit card. And then, you know, in Vegas, how like they'll charge you like 20% to like pull out more than you're allowed to on your credit card.
That the approach of having a good luck charm person with you in Vegas is literally at the foundation of regular gamblers who are basically sitting there being like, you're my good luck charm. And I'm like, I don't want to be involved in any of this. Like, I just want to be clear. Like, this is not
all of a sudden it's 6 a.m. and Johnny, who you met 3 hours ago, is like, you're not getting up. We're on a heater.
Farokh is Nick Papa Giorgio. He's fucking Papa Giorgio.
I did though, like right as soon as that happened, I loaded up a redacted app to go gamble on it. If you're under the age of 21, please don't gamble, or 18 in Canada. There's my disclaimers, but I did go and do that. And I played Sweet Bonanza and I lost my money right away. So that's when I knew that maybe it was just tough luck. And then I went ahead and I minted 2 elementals on top of my 2 free ones, thinking that I'm on a hot streak. after the BoDoggos, and rest assured that my hot streak was only for the BoDoggos yesterday. It didn't really work out all around, but yeah, I was diamond handed. Listen, there's only 14. There's only 14. So I told, what's his name? He's on the stage now. What's his face? The other guy, Woozy.
Whoa.
Yeah, Woozy. I told him, he's DMing me too. Listen, the institutions are after my one-of-ones, and and
individual. He's an individual who's a strong community member who did very well with Pepe and basically led a lot of the community members to the Holy Land, parted the Red Sea, and literally said, "Let me bring you out of Egypt."
That's one of my people. There is only one. I like Woozy. Maybe I will reconsider Woozy, but then, Spencer, Woozy, listen, I will not let the institutions have it at a price that doesn't beat an all-time high here. So, and that's only one of them. So, maybe we can talk about it. But, these guys are working. So they're not going anywhere.
No, we showed up today. We thought this was our final rug. But no. We're still fucking working. This is like a situation that we're trying to like manage here, is figure out like, oh my God, like, so we have to keep doing this. This is crazy. Just unexpected. But we're back. We're discussing it, and we're discussing the real ruggers of this space, and that's not rug radio. It starts with an A. I'm just throwing that out there.
So I bought an Azuki bean, and I bought an Azuki. Probably. I don't know. I bought an Azuki bean and I bought an Azuki elemental yesterday. Let's see what these prices are at right now. So the Azuki bean, I bought at 0.7. It's at 0.58. Not great. And then the elemental,
I got it 1.7.
1.68 was the price, and it's at 1.52. I've seen this movie before with Azuki. While I do question the legitimacy of the project, what I would like to see from Azuki is I would like to see a funding round with VCs coming in to put some, you're not going to see that, but I'd like to see that, to put some guardrails on this little thing. And
VC funding is not guardrails, by the way. The only and in fact, VCs are defrauded all the time. Like that's like a thing. So I don't know that like inherently this is protection. I will say if you defraud an investor, they will sue you. So that's like a different thing. So like that is at least one guardrail. But the fact that they even wrote this tweet makes it seem like they really do. I mean, they have a team over there that's of employees who probably don't feel great at the moment as well, who are saying like, we fucked up, and they're now trying to position it. Their messaging this morning, though, was not effective. And the reason is all of their messaging historically is really around developing hype, and that's it. And quote, everyone talks about it being lore. It's some pictures on a screen. Like their lore is not even like tied to a storyline. But
I don't know about you, Nick, but I personally want to see him buy a 24 by 24 plot of sandbox land. I think that
that's a 2021 throwback from Kicks. But look, what I was going to say is when I was kind of thinking through it, I don't think that the folks at Azuki don't want to go and raise $40 million again in the future. I think that they do want to do that. And they've done it several times. I believe that the initial mint of Azuki was something in that ballpark because it was a 1 ETH mint for 10,000 pieces with ETH at $3,000 to $4,000. So they have a history of racking in major money. Obviously, we know about the history before Azuki, right, which was also focused on raising money through minting NFTs in a different way, which obviously was a scandal at the time. However, I think that they want to do that again. And I think that they've demonstrated that they can make the price of their NFTs go up despite scandal, right? Because this isn't as big of a scandal as the previous scandal. This is basically a mess up from a creative perspective. And then maybe some poor messaging that followed. So my thesis was, well, it seems like everybody's dunking on these guys on Twitter today. Everybody's commenting negatively about these guys on Twitter today. Probably a good time to buy for like a 3 to 5 month horizon. If I had bought when everybody was dunking on them during the previous scandal, it would have worked out quite well for me. So that's why I bought. We'll see if it works out. I do believe they want to raise $40 million again in the future. and that they will go really, really hard to try to create that reality for themselves. But I will admit, when I texted Spencer yesterday, I wasn't feeling that great afterwards, because I was like, damn, maybe I should have waited, because he said he thought, yeah.
Well,
Spencer, you want to go ahead first?
Yeah. So I mean, look, here's the thing that went on, because we got to talk through like the different moments of yesterday. The first mistake, which was a really substantial mistake, was during the mint. Right, during the mint, there were the UX didn't really work. You had to refresh. Basically, what you had to do if you wanted to mint from the website was refresh 1,000,000 times until you happened to get the mint button to pop up, and then click the mint button 1,000,000 times until it happened to not throw an error and give you the thing, and that's how you like could mint. And it was a 10-minute mint window, which this was a highly risky play, right? 10-minute mint window means you need everything to go really right. Why do they do it? They probably did it to induce FOMO so people would mint quicker, because like, okay, I only have 10 minutes. But like, it really didn't work out. And then basically the beans whole situation, you like had to bot. Like, it wasn't possible to do on if you had beans on the UX. And the issue with what happened then was some of the people who weren't able to mint included a lot of the whales, right? A lot of the Azuki whales weren't able to mint in their mint windows in those 10 minutes. And I was shocked they didn't extend the 10 minutes, right? Like, clearly their site's not working. They just rolled on to the next part of the mint and just kind of plowed through. I think everyone was expecting that they're like, okay, it doesn't work. Like, they're gonna extend it beyond 10 minutes, obviously, right? Like, as many projects did, and they just didn't do that. And the other problem here is, you know, a good number of their whales did mint. And the thing is, historically, whenever Azuki has had issues, they have this great whale community that will step in and support the floor, but they just took $40 million from that community, right? And so there wasn't that much liquidity of those people to go step in and support everything. And okay, that happened, but the bids were still on Blur, still 2.7 for unrevealed Azuki going into the reveal. Problem was they then revealed art that was almost exactly the same. And this is the miss that I find like really hard to grapple with, because, you know, for me at least, and I talked to some other people about this, my perception of Azuki, I'm like, okay, they have some strengths, they have some weaknesses, but one of their strengths always has been the art on beans, fire, the art on original Azuki, fire, right? They are known as a team that has incredible art. And so this miss was particularly strange. It was like, really, like, you're the good art team. And the other part that was strange about it was like, it's not the entire collection that looks very similar to Azuki. It's just the floor. Like, and this is what's baffling, was like, they could have just gone, like, do the whole thing as animals, right? Like, they had the frogs, they had the rabbits.
All they had to do.
All they had to do. And they would be, I think, at a 3 to 5 ETH floor price on these elementals, which just make everything an animal. And they had the art for the animals, and the art for the animals is fire. As for their art team, right? And so this is the thing that was like really strange about it. And, you know, again, because the other thing too was in this whole process, and we kind of known this for a couple of days, they kind of rugged beans, right? And so this is where like you'd think, okay, well, beans don't get the airdrop of a free elemental, so they should get priority minting. But like, no, actually, Azuki's got to mint first. And not only that, but beans are now the third collection in the ecosystem, not the second. Elementals are the second. It goes Azuki, elementals, beans. So not only are beans kind of like the third, they also didn't get to mint the elementals. And so it was just kind of a weird thing where they alienated sort of the like the base that has less money. They also, a lot of the whales that had more money were feeling a little bit iffy about what happened to them as Azuki holders, because Azukis are supposed to be treated really well, but their 10-minute window didn't really work. And so, you know, I think right now where we're at with Azuki is, look, this is not, and people are like, oh, it's the next kind of Moonbird situation. This is not yet the next Moonbird situation. I think how they handle the next couple of days decides whether it is or not. This is highly volatile. The thing they have going for them is the Azuki community likes the comeback story, likes to survive the FUD, right? And so if they can give people a narrative that says, hey, we get this and that we can survive it, I'm going to go on the record and say, I think the smartest thing they can do right now is promise an art update. Say, hey, you know, something's going to happen. And as a matter of fact, the craziest thing they could do is, imagine this. They do another set of art. You have to burn your bean to update the art on the elemental. That could be a really interesting mechanic. I heard a lot of people talking about that, where like, there's a lot of stuff they could do here. Farokh, you were raising your hand?
Go ahead, Farokh.
It was just a question, because didn't they post like a green bean and we don't know what that is yet? Is that like potentially like something that's going to lead to some sort of like an art update? And the question is, would that lead, let's say you consume the bean would it allow you to upgrade the Azuki floor elementals, or they untouched the elemental? Because as a 20K collection, forget the Azuki 10K. That collection is beautiful, right? But then as a 10K, now the Azukis are too similar. What if that green bean was actually something to upgrade your actual Azuki? Because at this stage, it's the Azukis that don't stand out enough versus the elementals. And the elementals, I'm assuming they did probably work on there a lot, though I know some people think it doesn't seem like so, but I'm assuming the art team actually worked a lot on this. Maybe like there is that. But the other thing, Spencer, is I think Azuki will like probably like come back from this, but two things. One, they pissed off their core holders, like some whales that didn't seem very happy in the timeline, which is rare because that's like the main thing with Azuki is they have a very strong core of whales. So hoping that's restored. And the second thing is, sadly, when you lose that, like Yuga lost that at some point, which was like that, you know, when like everyone's like, oh, they never miss. Like they're when you lose that.
And Farokh, just real quick, look on the screen. That's blue, right?
And that's like aquamarine, right? That's like an aquamarine ape background, right? That's aquamarine to me. But yeah, I guess blue, yeah.
It's definitely not super green. That was one thing that I thought was weird about it. It's a little green. So that's
a hint of green, a tint.
It's turquoise.
So
yeah. Does turquoise have green in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I guess it does.
Did you see though? It's this is an 1155 that's burnable. So Saigar,
Wait,
one of the
so they actually dropped the 11.
Yeah, well, Saigar found the contract and actually discussed it. He goes through like a bunch of the code. I believe he was one of the people on the 721A side of things. He just 7 minutes ago said, I don't have any inside info on this new green bean from Azuki, but here's some notes on the code. It's an ERC 1155. It's burnable. It's a 10K supply. And the only logic of this contract contains is for airdropping and claiming. Another contract may burn these down the line. So it seems like they have something in store.
I mean, ERC 1155 burnable, but yet, I mean,
the first time we've ever seen something like that. It's really revolutionary.
Well, no, I mean, look, I think this is the proper application for ERC 1155 now that we're, several years into the NFT space, because we saw there's this project that I thought did like really cool, really good art and some kind of cool mechanics, but there obviously wasn't enough pizzazz behind the team and enough effort. It was a project called Saison. I bought it pre-reveal. I sold it post-reveal. The art was really cool, and they airdropped everybody an ERC 1155 that was essentially a power-up that you burned with the actual profile picture. So I thought that was cool, and I'm surprised that I think the reason people do it, see, the tough thing is if you're going to do this stuff on layer one, like on Ethereum mainnet, the gas is what makes it kind of a pain in the ass, and because it would be just a lot nicer if you didn't have to pay gas fees for this stuff. But I feel like this would be a very cool mechanic, and this application of it, the Azuki application, would certainly be the highest profile example if this ERC 1155 bean is some sort of game mechanic power-up situation, or something that has to do with burning it to improve your NFT, something like that. I want to go to Sig because we haven't heard from her on this, and then go to Wu, who has his hand raised. Sig, what's going on?
Yeah, I agreed what Spencer said. Despite the FUD, I think Azuki will come back, and agree they have that sort of phoenix rising from the ashes going for them. But the thing that, yesterday I was just gobsmacked. I really was. And disappointed that this is what Azuki delivered, considering how old they are, because the mistakes that they made were not new mistakes. We've seen several projects in the past make this exact same mistake and essentially fall from double-digit floors into single and just never come back. So the team is experienced enough to know that this is stuff they shouldn't be delivering. And another thing that I was so surprised about, which is, I don't know if it's like Azuki community or just the TL, but everyone is like playing 4D chess. Maybe they're going to upgrade it. Maybe they're going to do this. Maybe, it was just like everybody, like you could tell who was, an Azuki bag holder without saying they were an Azuki bag holder, because they were just so desperate that there was going to be some kind of evolution. And just, talking with Pio, with Nick, with Easy, and just see how much time goes into making good art. There is no way they were going to roll that out and then just roll out more art, like as if they magically have it. No, they don't. This stuff takes ages to make. And so I was surprised by how much people really wanted it to be some kind of concept or evolution, which is a good thing because it shows like, you know, how much people love Azuki, but they are fallible just like every other team. And I think they've proved that over and over again. And also the other thing, the only person right now who's gone on to like update art and do it in a really original way is Jack Butcher. And you see how much effort he goes to, like every single set, how much effort he goes to make sure, does the community want this art? Like, are you happy with this? Is the subscription high enough? So it's just like, I think right now what we're seeing on the timeline is a little bit of copium and hope. But the fact is the team has delivered what it's delivered. I have no idea what this green bean is, but at the end of the day, 40 million has been raised and it's just going to be more art. And I think that's what's kind of like also a little bit depressing. 40 million is just all it is just more art. There's nothing else even close to like, you know, like what are the Easter eggs? Okay, there's Easter eggs, but come on. Azuki is older than this. They're more experienced than this. They should be able to deliver more. This isn't a new team. Their benchmark needs to be where their floor price is. And I feel like their benchmark is delivering at a 0.5 when they're a 17 ETH project.
Well, damn, there's a little air horn for that comment at the end. One distinction I would say, because Sig, you brought up Jack Butcher. Jack Butcher's operating in the fine art space, right? And Azuki's in the digital collectible space. So I would argue that the only digital collectibles example of updating art would be DGod's ecosystem, right? And totally respect what Jack's doing, but it's in the fine art world, so it's a completely different vertical. Nick, it looked like you wanted to get a word in here.
I mean, there's two things that are just ridiculous. Well, there's one thing. If Azuki was just a rug, I would have been like, there we go, as expected. You know, that here's exactly what happened. But they actually have a team that's like building things. This move is like retroactive. They were like, quick, throw together an ERC 1155. Like there's no plan for it. And then their messaging is just completely conflicting with what happened. So like they talk about like letting people enter the community. Mutants effectively did that, but they were able to sell something for 2 ETH in the bull run. So it's more difficult to FUD them in the way that that drop was structured. But they did bring in a substantial amount of money in that second drop. And a lot of NFT projects have found that like, or it appears is that's the only way for them to sustain the business. And then they can go invest in things. But what's so crazy is for a team for the blue chips to essentially have such an awful structure for it just makes me feel like, man, like everyone's vulnerable basically at this point in time. And that a lot of it, like it's kind of shocking the degree of this misstep. And like the fact that they've acknowledged it's a misstep, that they don't have good communication for the response around it as though this was all planned, because that was the narrative yesterday that people were like, this has to be like, they're about to like switch the art. Like they're about to switch the art.
It's crazy that was the sentiment. It was like, oh, this went poorly. That's like, oh no, this is a joke. This is fake.
And then the other side of that is like, even Farokh, your idea, I like your idea of upgrading the Azuki art, but I also feel like that's that's such a bad move, because the original stuff is supposed to be the original. Like, and you can't, like, it is. I think that it's cool. I think on Solana, I think on I think with some of the stuff that we're doing, even like our price, we're not. I hope that our NFTs at some point be like get viewed as whatever blue chip are, but to a certain degree, I like the flexibility that's provided when you're not dealing with a $50,000 asset or whatever the price is, basically, because you just can't make adjustments to that, and so you have to present new channels for that to go down. And right now, they're now scrambling, and this just throws off whatever roadmap they had is now completely thrown out the window for them to like adjust for this. Although they have $40 million to adjust, so I mean, I think they could probably like figure it out. But the problem is also, like, if you have an elemental, you like the market is built around the art that exists today. So and everyone was like, wow, these rares are a different character. Yeah, they should have done a different character. Yeah, that's what everybody was expecting. And they ended up not doing that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, well, first of all, we're also going to have a little fun with this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if it's your first time listening to the show, this is the NFT Morning Show. We run this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, each and every week right here on Twitter Spaces. It's also available on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces while we have this discussion. It's also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts if you want to share it with people outside the Twitterverse. So, look, we're going to have a little fun here. Look, I bought beans and I bought elementals yesterday, right? So if anybody in the Azuki community wants to get mad at this segment, I'm a holder, and I think Farokh's a holder too. Spencer, I think, is a holder. So we got holders on stage. But Clemente has prepared a little game. Clemente, what's the name of this game?
Azuki or Elemental is the name.
So we're going to decide whether it's an Azuki or
How
whether
does
it's
this game work? I can't figure it out from the name.
Hey, Clemente, you nailed the title of this one. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes Clemente comes out with the titles for segments, and we're just like, what? That's the title of the segment? It's the least catchy thing I've ever heard. Clemente could never be a music producer. He's like working with Taylor Swift. It's like, what should the title of this one be? It should be, My Boyfriend Broke Up With Me, and Now I'm Trying to Get Him Back. It's like, that's not a catchy title, dude. It's not going to go to #1 on the Billboard charts. Anyway, Clemente, so we got Azuki or Elemental. How does this game work?
So it's super simple. I'm going to show you one NFT and you have to decide, is it an Azuki or is it an Elemental? And for anyone listening on Twitter Spaces, you can also participate. We have a pinned Twitter thread up top with the 5 rounds that we're going to play. And at the end of the game, the answers will also be tweeted out. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Round 1, Azuki or Elemental.
Is this also pinned on Twitter?
Yes.
Okay, so this is round 1 of Azuki or Elemental. Anybody want to take a swing at this first before me?
Elemental.
Elemental
for sure.
Azuki.
Elemental.
You can tell by the hat.
Yeah, because the cat.
I think it's an
The
Azuki.
white background. Are there white background Azukis?
I say Azuki. I'll go against the grain here.
Okay, hold on real quick. We got Farokh and Bunny waiting. Bunny coming out of the woodwork saying that he thinks it's an Azuki. Clemente, what is it?
It is Azuki, number 3277.
Whoa.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Damn! I did not know that was an Azuki. Dare I say it?
Oh, it went to 0.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding, guys. Come on, have a little fun with me here. Okay, so it was an Azuki. Clemente.
Azuki. Actually, hold on. Before we continue with this, I just want to say, everyone who's like, "Oh, Azuki art is incredible," I'm partial to it. Like, I don't like it. Like,
No, Nick, don't do that. Come on. No. Azuki art is the original collection is fire. It was fire at the time when it came out in January, and it still stands the test of time. Just
I think it's
oh, come on, man. I can't take that from you.
Signal, take it easy, because you know that white guys in their 40s that come from the tech world are the biggest anime fans, okay? So if I need anime opinions, I go to Nick.
Nick's seen every episode of One Punch twice.
I actually literally have never watched anime. I just look at a manga shop in Japan, though, and I'm like, oh, that's looking cool. But but still, that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that I can't look at that and be like, I don't like that style of animation. I don't like that style of cartoon. It's not my thing. Looks like a copy of what everybody else is doing. Not original. It should be dumped in the trash.
Real quick, someone in our Discord just said, I actually knew that because I own that Azuki. So shout out to that Azuki holder.
Clemente, we got to run it back. I want a redemption arc for all of us that got it wrong.
Well, real quick, I want to commend Clemente. That was a fantastic pick. Literally, when you pulled it up, I was like, Clemente with another easy bullshit, option right here. Like when we do the multiple choice. Anyway, fantastic job. Clemente's on fire today. Clemente, please, the next one.
This is round 2, Azuki or Elemental.
Elemental.
This is hard. I'm going to go Azuki.
Azuki.
This is Elemental. Look at the hair.
Yeah. And the eyeshadow?
Yeah.
Elemental.
Oh, and the earlobe?
Bunny, what is it?
Man, I can't see it yet.
Boom.
It's pinned at the top.
It's not.
Bunny, go do whatever other
Maybe
stuff
it's
you're
not-
doing during the show.
It's not. Oh, yeah,
It's not
I have to
pinned.
go to the thread to see it. I have to go to the thread to see it.
Well, I was
that's an
right.
elemental.
It's an elemental. The YouTubers
Yeah,
already
it's an
know.
elemental.
Okay, it's an elemental. Good job, Clemente. I faded the elemental play on this. I should have known as an elemental whale owning one. Okay, it was an elemental.
Clemente should have just made every single one Azuki. I thought that's what he was going to do here. It was just literally it was Azuki every time, and we're just like elemental.
So wait, who guessed Azuki right? Bunny and Farokh. Bunny and Farokh guessed Suzuki right. Bunny was out to lunch for the second one, so he didn't have a response submitted. Farokh, did you say elemental or Azuki the second time? You're muted, buddy.
Elemental.
Oh my God. So Farokh is winning this game. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't announce that the winner of this game gets a 1-of-1 BoDoggo.
Let's go.
Oh, OX Bucket.
Never 2 without 3. That's a
Oh,
fresh thing. So
Quick note, one of the commenters doesn't like this segment. So thank you for that, OX Bucket. Everyone knows this is a straight up guess, flip a coin. That's the point of the segment, OX Bucket. You figured it out. You cracked the code. You cracked the code, dude.
OX Bucket, turn the show off and buy a BoDoggo and then get mad about that too. Anyway, OX Bucket, actually keep weighing in. I want more OX Bucket commentary, and if it's negative, I'm down. I'll read it.
there's a bucket trait. There's a bucket trait too, like on the head of the elementals. I saw that.
We should only pin people that have BoDoggos as their profile picture on comments moving forward.
Facts.
This is
That's
exclusive.
utility.
Mike Knight. Well, I lost. See, he has a BoDoggo.
He got a
PFP.
BoDoggo though, so he's
There
winning.
you go. So he won.
All right, Clemente, next one. Azuki or elemental? Oh boy,
Elemental.
elemental.
Big that what is that on her shoulder?
It's a sword.
Broadsword.
That's a broadsword, which has tape on it because it's injured. So that's what that broadsword is, but with headphones. But y'all love the art. So this is
Wait, it's like the 7 swordsmen from Naruto who always wrap their swords up because they're covered in stuff. Come on.
Well, Nick's
Keep
an
up with the
anime
anime.
expert, so he knew that. He absolutely knew that. I'm gonna say it's an elemental. Bunny, which one is this?
That's an Azuki.
Oh,
No, it's an elemental because of the mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
elemental.
that is right.
Yeah, elemental.
oh yeah, look at that mouth. Look at that
Elemental
mouth,
is a
dude.
jacket.
That's what Nick looks like after 2 tubs of ice cream.
It's like a broadsword.
Clemente, what is it?
Okay, wait, give me a second, guys. Give me 30 seconds because I have the wrong
You
one.
forgot? Wow,
Are you like
Clemente.
hunting down this picture? Do you even know which one it is?
What, you gonna Google search this image?
What are you doing?
You're never gonna find it. There's 20,000 of these damn elementals.
I have
and
the
10,000
ID. I had the wrong link. The correct answer is it is Azuki number 54.
No.
What? What?
Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
Oh, and y'all said Azuki art was great. Look at that mouth. Look at that mouth.
That's actually wild. I had no clue.
Dude, your boy is still getting proven correct. Azuki art, trash.
Oh my
Straight up.
god! Oh my god! We got the anime expert Nick. I am jarred that is an Azuki. I did not. I was uber again. I was like, Clemente is just making this so easy. I'm jarred at how much I thought that was an elemental, and it turned out to be an Azuki. I've also dubbed Nick Nick. Look at that mouth, O'Neal, as his new
Look
nickname.
at that mouth.
Mouth with an F.
Okay. Wow. This game is that's got to be an elemental. That's got to be an elemental right there.
Azuki.
Azuki.
I think this is an Azuki.
I'm going to go with, just because everyone's saying Azuki, I'm going elemental.
I'm gonna go elemental because I haven't seen that bag on the Suzuki yet.
Oh.
I'm
But it's
going
not-
elemental.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Azuki for a second. but
We got
it's-
Alfalfa, the Azuki expert. He said, all this shows is the team sucks at looking at NFTs. The Azuki so far are obvious. Well, thank you, Alfalfa, For the rest
But
of the game,
are they?
Alfalfa has to guess right every time, and if he doesn't, he's banned from the YouTube comments. How about that, buddy?
Change his name to Zeta, bro.
Wait,
Get out.
actually, no. Alfalfa, put the comment right now. What is your guess on this? Azuki
Yeah.
or Elemental?
He already Googled it.
We said Elemental. We need an answer right now.
He's Azuki again. He said
I'm saying Elemental.
Alfalfa said
is
Azuki, but he
correct.
Googled it.
Oh
Oh, let's go.
It was an Azuki, ladies and gentlemen. Alfalfa's shining.
Because I don't think they have this sword in the Elementals collection.
Alfalfa said Azuki again, Animental.
Look at that BoDoggo, dude. That's a fire BoDoggo.
Yeah, we got
That is a fire BoDoggo.
Eats Cole with a X-ray fur BoDoggo, which is quickly becoming a crowd favorite. It seems like X-ray fur, inked up, and Pepe fur
Dude,
are some of the most popular.
Love the inked up. Like as much as I'm rocking on one of one, the inked up is like easily my favorite trait, and it's especially easily my favorite trait because you can get different glimpses of the tattoos based on how much of a shirt the BoDoggo has, and so like finding what the entire trait looks like is actually like a little quest in the collection.
Yes, and I like the subtlety of it. Real quick, we're taking a break from guess whether it's an Azuki or an Elemental to show just what I think is a little bit of class from the BoDoggos collection that really stands out. Check this out real quick. If I go fur and I go inked up, where is it at? There it is. And then I go
Wait, zoom in so we can see your screen bigger because it's real wide, your monitor, guy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
Floor.
One
What is it?
second.
Yo, if you need Pinto Bean to take over, just let me know.
Just one second. So what's the hoodie up trait called?
That floor one. How much is that?
What is hoodie?
Well, that's not sorted by price, I guess, is the situation.
Is a hoodie up called tight easy? What's the hoodie up called?
Yeah, tight.
Tight was old. Its old name.
Isn't it called fitted?
Yeah,
Oh,
fitted.
fitted.
Yes, yeah. I know
So
that.
check this out. So
I'm the BoDoggo daddy. I told you.
He is. He knows the traits.
Well,
anyway, I
Man,
can't
what's
can't
up?
find it. I can't find it right
Theo
now.
can't navigate magic. He's like, all right, look at this. Look at this. What were you trying to show us? What were you trying to?
We all know PO's marketplace management is terrible. Just when he goes to OpenSea, it still goes to Pixelmon. First
And when I
tab
go
every
to-
time.
And,
And when
this
he goes
is-
to Magic Eden, it goes to Shilling Villains, fucking Lizard Project. Dude.
The
And I don't-
Reptilian Renegades.
I don't know how it worked out that way, but it just did. But anyway, all I was referencing is us and the artist of BoDoggos. We really enjoyed when most of the tattooed fur is covered, but you see some of the tattoos poking out. We just felt that was a lot of class. Hint, the artist that made BoDoggos, I am going to drop this hint. He has a lot of tattoos. So when we told him, hey, let's make an inked up fur for BoDoggos, he was like, all right, cool. And he just chefed it up real quick. We got what I was looking for. Someone in the audience shared it with us, Ruggy. And it's in the Discord.
So Clemente just shared one. I'm gonna guess Azuki, but I want to see Alfalfa.
Wait, pull it back
Alfalfa
up.
went Elemental.
That's a tough one, bro. What the
This is an
alpha?
elemental for sure.
That's elemental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ban me if wrong. Wow.
say-
We
It's
have to
an
honor
element-
that.
it's
We
an
have to honor
elemental.
that.
The lantern is a different color for Azuki.
Damn.
That's elemental, right?
Yeah, because there's literally an element on the
Wait,
lantern.
so Bunny, what's your answer? Oh, it's an Elemental.
It's an
Or so.
elemental.
Damn, Alfalfa coming through. All right, Alfalfa, you're good at this. All right, you're
I don't
okay.
think Nick got one right yet.
Yeah, I did. I got the Elemental to set on the
Nick
second
is
one.
0-70.
Yeah, I think you're shooting
Yeah,
zero. now.
actually, Nick needs to give us a 1 of 1. That's how bad he's done.
Well, at some point, I am going to give away some BoDoggo, so maybe I'll give you one of those.
Did anyone from the panel get 100%? 5 for 5? Creative Mummy Pig got 5 out of
Yeah.
5.
3-5.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, the answers were pinned at the top. If you were curious to see how you did, let us know in the comments as well. That was the conclusion of Azuki or Elemental.
Farokh, are you going to sell to Spencer your 1 of 1 on this show live?
I mean, what's the bid now?
I don't know. We'll chat behind the scenes. I think
There was an interesting trade that Spencer offered me yesterday. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but I do have I thought I was thinking about it this morning with Mando on the phone, and I may get back to Spencer.
Wow.
All right.
I do have Midas. I have the Midas 1/1. It's the gold one. Like I have the golden ape of BoDoggos. Like this is like the BoDoggo daddy. Like that's the one. Like that's the sorry, Woo. And I mean that's it's the golden 1/1. It's the Midas touch. Like you know, it's I mean
first of all, I love Farokh selling right now. I love him selling live on and here we go. He's sharing it. Look at this. Farokh just selling live. You're just witnessing like selling sunset.
I can work around StreamYard. You have two boomers as co-hosts too, so I do all the sharing. I mean, this is the BoDoggo daddy right there. Signal knows. Signal isn't that the best one?
Like this one and the Merman. I don't know his name. Are my favorite.
Hydra,
and the gold are my favorites. I have to say.
Farokh got my favorite one with the Mystico one. The wizard is hands down
that
my
one's
favorite.
crazy.
Yeah, I love that one.
Wait, you can't call it a merman. Like that
I couldn't remember his name. Like these
He's
are
the
new
water
characters.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So,
God
wait,
of Water.
I have a question for you guys. So why was Zeus named Zeus, but like the water one is not like Poseidon? It's like Hydro.
So when we were going through the names, I wanted the doggo deities to have really cool names that corresponded to their elements, but also could be names for dogs. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, people name their dogs Greek myth, Greek gods all the time.
Poseidon could have been one. That's a good idea.
That Poseidon was the original
Ever
name.
heard somebody scream Poseidon?
Poseidon was the original. Poseidon was the original name for Hydro. Like, so the first time I named Hydro, I named him Poseidon. But I was like, I mean, we got Zeus, we got Midas, we got Poseidon. It's either go all in on Greek names or not. So I kept Zeus because I thought Zeus was really appropriate, and people name their dog Zeus all the time. I follow a pit bull on Instagram that's name is Zeus. And then, for Midas, I just thought it was really appropriate for gold. But pretty happy with all the other names of the doggo deities, and there might even be one that's yet to be revealed.
I feel like I want to buy rares, man. Like it just feels like it's such a good experience on here. Just trading on Magic Eden, the gasless experience, or relatively gasless. Easy's in there, flippant, not BoDoggos, but he's used to this environment where things are moving very fast. For us ETH people, it's a foreign concept.
It's definitely a different world. Watching like just how volume moves is always just so crazy with Sol, just because of the lack of gas. Like people get in and out. Like people flip through a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of transactions. Like that's the bigger part. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot more. It's like a hyper aggressive scalp trading.
I also, I don't know. Yesterday I was like, man, like all this Azuki stuff is real stressful. But I was like, man. But I kept flipping between because I was like, I can't believe Azuki thing and BoDoggos are on the same day. And I think I tweeted this out yesterday. I was up at like 5 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I was like, this is just like going to be the craziest day. And I kept being like super stressed about whatever was going on with the Azukis. I was like, man, like what's going to happen? Like, blah, blah, blah. But then I kept flipping over to BoDoggos and be like, oh, everyone's just vibing. This is awesome. Because I literally like of any launch ever, this was like the least fun I've ever seen was this BoDoggos launch. And I was like, people seem happy. The traits are cool. There's some sick ones too. Like people are sharing, the wizard hat and the tattoo, the combos of the traits. They just like it looks really
Pepe
good.
McDonald's.
Dude, the Pepe ones are crazy. Like, was that you, Pio? I have a feeling that was all you. Like
the artist
drew all of it.
The artist came up with Pepe on his own.
Yeah, he put it in there like randomly while we were reviewing it, and we were like, "Yeah, that's staying, 1000% staying." Like that one is so fire.
I also minted a rare like McDonald's one. Like it's got the hat, the clothing, and the shades. Like it's crazy.
He also came up with the McDonald's one with the B to the side himself without any insight from us.
Honestly,
yeah, the artist of BoDoggos is an absolute badass, like an absolute badass.
Whoa.
And when the time comes, we'll reveal who it is. But absolute badass. I really
can I real quick just flex for a bit, because we all give Easy credit for buying captains at like 1 ETH. I sold my Pinto Bean yesterday right before the Elementals mint for like 1.2 ETH, and I turned that into some Soul and just bought some BoDoggos, dude. Also, I bought an Elemental like 1.3 yesterday, sold it for a 0.2 ETH profit. Guys, I think this is the start of a beautiful journey.
Your boy
Easy, you got some
Clemente hit
competition,
the
dude.
shot.
Franklin.
Go,
Mente.
dude.
It's a Franklin Elemental right there.
I love this side of Clemente. We got to see Clemente frustrated that beans went down in price the other day. It was our first time seeing that shade of Clemente. Another shade that we've seen of Clemente is when Nick tries to dunk on him for segments when someone's like, but wait, the segment actually was pretty good. And then you see Clemente like, yeah. Like it's basically like after Michael Jordan hit the game winner against the Utah Jazz, he's like coming through.
This one was good. The other thing I was going to say, Pio, around the McDonald's guy is it's called Third Job, and it looks like the number 3, which I just think is a nice.
It's the little things. It's the subtleties.
Little details.
Subtleties.
Little details. There's a lot of little details in the collection. I'm excited for people to hear to talk about more. Oh, a Pepe Hellhound just sold. Let's go. Let's go. Pepe Hellhound just sold. Anyway, let's dish out this free NFT. So, ladies and gentlemen, the free NFT today is for those that participated in the BoDoggos pre-sale before the snapshot that we announced, which I want to say was Friday evening.
I think I updated that allow list to Saturday.
Okay, so Saturday.
But there was I can give you the exact number of people that are in that particular thing, but I think it's like 600 people are in that 643 people are allowed to claim this NFT if you were on that allow list. We also have some other stuff that we're really excited about, but we haven't
Yeah, caught you in the bodega talk last night, sharing some insight, Nick. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
It was Nick, and there were like 2 people in there at that point. And it actually was
late. It was like 11:45. Nick
can't keep a secret,
dude,
ladies and gentlemen. He really can't.
Like, Nick, what are you doing? And he goes, "Oh shit, I didn't think you'd be here." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, he didn't think you'd be here.
This is dropping alpha. I'm like, Nick.
This doesn't break the streak, ladies and gentlemen that are asking. But this is not the only free NFT that is going to go for people that's going to be only for people that bought in the pre-sale, but it is the only one that will be for before that Saturday snapshot. So future pre-sale only NFTs will just be to any wallet that bought BoDoggos in the pre-sale. We want to make sure that we reward the folks that bought in the pre-sale with these exclusive free NFTs. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm not allow listed because I minted from a different wallet. This is bullshit, dude.
Hey, man, that's on you, bro. You should have figured that part out ahead of time. Anyway, Clemente, can we see the free NFT?
Yeah.
Wow, this is infuriating, dude. I want this one.
Buddy
it's not
shop.
going to break the streak, Snake. It's not going to break the streak.
No, I know it's not going to break.
No, not you. I'm talking to the commenter, buddy.
Oh.
Nick, relax. Nick, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway, this is Buddy coming out of the BoDoggos store. Looks like he just. Sorry.
Can we expand it some?
Clemente, can you zoom a little bit? Looks like not. But anyway, yeah, he's got a bunch of fresh gear, and he's with a hype beast BoDoggo right next to him with the crossbody fanny pack. And this is, there's a bunch of BoDoggos in the back stuck in line. They didn't buy in on the pre-sale. So anyway, yeah, shout out to everybody that bought in the pre-sale before Saturday.
I love
someone
this.
just asked. Oh, God.
This looks like people. Buddy looks like the guy who's come out of the Louis Vuitton store, the Champs-Elysees, and he's got his stuff and he's about to take his Instagram pictures. And the people at the back are the ones in the long queue, and they're just looking at the other customers, being like, "When am I going to be able to take my Instagram picture?" Those guys, the ones who have to wait.
Yeah, chumps. Those are the AL1 people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Someone in the comments said, "Who's the artist behind the free NFTs? I need to hire him." You'll never hire him. He works for us. Sorry. Anyway, that's going to be our show. Nick, was there any closing thoughts you had for today?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I wanted to get some live negotiating between Farokh and Spencer over the one-of-ones, but Spencer's going to prioritize the fund work over content all day, so you're not going to get any live negotiations.
I got 50 more minutes. I'm here.
Thank you for joining the show, Farokh. Any closing thoughts before you go and do your show?
No, like honestly, look, like the institutions, my DMs are open. I know maybe some like Hong Kong whales from Azuki are trying to move to BoDoggos. I'm here. Spencer Ventures, I'm here. Woo Ventures, I'm here. You know where to find me at Farokh on Twitter. Always open for business here. So let me know. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on. Honestly,
it was a pleasure having you, man. You're always welcome. Spencer, any closing thoughts today?
No, I mean, look, I'm excited. I think it's an interesting market we're in overall. I'm excited to have my like first Solana NFT that I'm not buying because it's bridging to ETH. And I'm excited. I feel like yesterday went well, even though there was a lot of drama, a lot of anxiety over the Azuki stuff. I don't think Azuki's dead. I think what you guys have done is really impressive, and I'm excited about the future of NFTs. What can I say? I'm a permabull.
Permabull, let's go. Clemente's reacting. Yeah, there we go. We got.
Well, you're cutting out.
He had a couple too many beans this morning. Anyway, Easy, any closing thoughts?
Oh man, just excited. Yesterday was day one of many, many days moving forward. It's just the beginning. I'm extremely excited about it. Feels good to continue to push forward with it all, and I really can't wait. And shout out Nick for just being a leaky faucet last night at 11:45.
I said one thing, and it was like the smallest of things that I said. It wasn't like and more importantly, other people are going to figure it out that are on the site. Like, I just want to say.
Oh yeah, but shh.
You leaked it, Nick.
I can leak.
You leaked it.
Technically, it's released.
Hey, relax.
Nick, I think it's always Nick.
My God.
It's always Nick.
It's always Nick. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if it's your first time listening, we do the show Monday through Friday.
Dumping.
We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time, right here on Twitter Spaces. Also available on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there, and Apple and Spotify podcasts if you want to listen on the go or share with people outside of the Twitter space. Make sure that you follow the NFT Morning Show. That's the account that's hosting this show. We will be back tomorrow. Check out BoDoggos on Magic Eden. It is actually just about to be 24 hours into trading. Feels like it's been a week already, but a lot of good stuff's coming there. So just pay attention to everything BoDoggos related, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for listening.